What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Unsolicited with Sam and Jordyn. I am Sam. This is Jordyn. This is new. We're working with stuff here. I got my undecorated Christmas tree behind us, or behind me. But how are you doing, Jordyn? I love your sweatshirt.
Oh my God. I didn't even do that on purpose. I just grabbed, for context, me and Sam both released like Amazon bonfire merch. What was it, 2 years ago now?
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, so we each released it. So she was for her podcast, The Girl Who Talks Sports, and I did Sporty Jordy. We had this little merch run, and we each got each other's. And the sweatshirt that I got from Sam to this day, clearly, is one of my favorite sweatshirts. I wear, and like ours are the same brand. Like it's the same thing, but for some reason, I love hers, and I wear it all the time. And that's what I'm wearing right now.
I have my Sporty Jordy t-shirt still.
Thank you.
I wish I had gotten a sweatshirt. I probably would have worn it more.
No, literally.
We have a fun show today. We're going to talk.
It's kind of a hot mess show.
Yeah, but we like have it planned for the most part. So we're going to talk some NFL. We got some Christmas stuff going. That's why I got my undecorated Christmas tree behind us. Just filling in some space here so you guys don't see my ugly, messy house. And yeah, I'm excited. I think we should just hop right into it.
Let's do it. I'm so ready.
So first things first, we're going into uncharted territory.
I was going to say this is new waters for us.
We are not hockey girls in the slightest. Every time I watch a hockey game though, I'm interested in it. Like I don't know why I don't watch it more, but we're going into these uncharted waters. But the tea is so hot that we have to discuss the Corey Perry, Connor Berdard controversy. It's insane. It's insane.
And I know you're gonna have to fill me in on a couple holes. I know the general gist is that a couple weeks back or a month or so back, there was a mom's trip with the Blackhawks team. Am I on the right? And so obviously Corey and Connor were both on this trip. Connor's mom was there, and allegedly Corey started hooking up with Connor's mom. And it's like really fucked up because apparently the Blackhawks like brought Corey Perry into the organization to be like a father figure for Connor Berdard. I read that somewhere and I was like, oh, fuck. Like, and now he's like literally dad. But then I also saw that the GM of the Blackhawks came out and was like, this has nothing to do with any other teammates or any other players' family members. But then I also saw everyone being like, do not trust the Blackhawks. And apparently they have this history of being a shady organization, but I'm not enough of a hockey person to fully understand why. But yes. That's what I heard.
I feel like we need to chat with Annie O'Donnell about this because I bet you she has all of the information. We're going off of like Twitter and like rumors.
Yes.
But I just think it's so funny that that they brought him in as a father figure to this kid who's 18 years old. I didn't even realize that. Like he's a child.
Literal baby. And he's out like in the NHL scoring goals. People are betting on him. Like he's there. And I just can't wrap my head around that. I'm like, you're 18. I think back to when I was 18 and I just can't imagine being thrown into that. And then he's also like in the locker room with these NHL players that have been there for years upon years, like veterans who have been around the block. Like, I don't know. It just seems intimidating to me.
It's incredibly intimidating. It's incredibly
and now this is the last thing he needs.
But like, imagine being an 18-year-old, this is like, you're getting into a professional sport and you find out that your mother, your mother through your entire life will be your mother. But at 18 years old, it's your mom. Like, it's your mom. Like, who cares? Whatever. Yeah. Is having sexual relations with your teammate and like, now so the process was that they took him off of the team. They put him on waivers. And if he doesn't get claimed off of waivers, they were terminating his contract. That's what I heard.
Wait. So this is the one thing that I need clarified. I feel like everyone is talking about this like very matter of factly. Like everyone, like, what is the alternative? Like, are we sure that this is the reason? Like, where are the thoughts?
So there is like, this is a rumor technically.
Okay.
Like the Chicago Blackhawks haven't been like, all right, Corey Perry fucked Connor Berdard's mom and he's out of here. You know, like they didn't come out and say that, but he did go on this very mysterious familial leave or something, or like just like a leave of absence from the team for a moment, and like nobody knew why. And I think this was about a week before, so maybe like
all this happened.
Yeah, and so like nobody really knew why he went on leave, and now all this stuff is coming out. But they did say, you know, I'm gonna pull up the official.
Yeah, because I saw a clip of the GM being like, this has nothing to do with a teammate or teammate's family member. And so I was like, oh, okay, so it was rumored, but everyone's still talking about it as if it's true. And then everyone's saying, don't trust the Blackhawks.
Yeah. So it does say, this is the statement on Corey Perry from the Blackhawks, that they determined Corey Perry has engaged in a conduct that is unacceptable and is a violation of both the terms of his standard players contract and the Blackhawks' internal policies intended to promote professional and safe work environments.
Basically, we brought you in here to help Connor Berdard, and then you fucked his mom, so get the hell out.
I mean, that's not like, that's, you know, like the words inappropriate, safe work environments. I'm sorry, not inappropriate, unacceptable.
Yeah.
Professional, like that's obviously a very unprofessional thing to do. But yeah.
Especially on the mom's trip. Like everyone was there for like this wholesome, like, we're going to spend quality time with our pro athlete sons and get to cherish these moments. And then he's banging the mom. Like,
how old is he? Oh, he's 38.
Yeah, no, it's not like weird at all. Like, it's not like he's also young. Like,
yeah, no, I didn't get that vibe, but I thought, you know, he was, you know, in his not 20s, but like maybe late 20s, early 30s. He's 38. He's almost 40.
Yeah.
I don't know how old she is. I don't think that that's like big news. I don't think that they just like put that out on the internet. But nonetheless, you know, I wonder if it was, I assume she's not with Connor Berdard's father or in a relationship.
I feel like it would be an even bigger deal if it was like an affair. From everything I've seen, like they don't mention the husband once. So, yeah. or Connor's dad, I guess I should say. So I feel like that's not as big news, but yeah, no. But this is the kind, you said it perfectly prior to going into this, because we are not hockey girlies, but I'm the same way. Anytime hockey is in front of me, especially if I have a bet on it, if like someone tells me like root for this team, I get so hooked. Like I enjoy it. And I think it's so messed up. I think I need a scandal like this one, like something like juicy to like pull me into the NHL. So then I can learn the players a little bit. Once I learn the players, watch the teams, get a feel for the teams, and then boom, I'll be degenerately betting on hockey like I do everything else.
I mean, we did kind of have this in the NFL with the Zach Wilson stuff, but not nearly as juicy.
No, that was more, and like it wasn't with like a teammate. Wasn't it like his friend's mom or something?
No, it was his mom's friend.
His mom's friend. Yeah. So like, again, juicy, but like not like this level. Like this takes it, especially with the backstory. Like they brought him in as a mentor.
And the fact that they're removing him from the team. His contract is eliminated. Like he broke the law. Like it's just, the NHL is doing more for guys who sleep with their teammates' moms than the NFL is doing for guys who hit their significant others.
No, and that
Let's
is
just put that into perspective.
You know what? We should be NHL girlies. I respect the hell out of that.
Right? Like, you know what? They were like, wow, you can't fuck your teammate's mom. Out of here.
You're done.
Done. Like the NFL would never.
No.
22 accounts in civil court for sexual assault didn't even stop Deshaun Watson from getting a $300 million contract fully guaranteed. Like, come on. Priorities.
I know. We really have to figure it out. And for that reason, I'm out. I'm a hockey girly now. I'm kidding, kind of.
Here's our life lesson. Don't screw your teammates' moms.
Oh, I love this life lesson. Good. Everyone should be taught this.
Unsolicited life lesson number 1. Don't screw your teammates' mom. You didn't ask for this life lesson.
You didn't ask for it. You may never need it, but just in case.
We do it. It's fun.
I love it. I love it here.
On the topic of sports, we do have to talk about the NFL because
about it.
Let's talk about it. So first things first, we were discussing this via text earlier today. What? Aaron Rodgers has returned to practice, 21-day window. What the hell is going on?
No, I literally texted Sam and was like, how the actual fuck is this possible? I can't wrap my head around it. Like, when you just think, like, 10, 15 years ago, an Achilles injury to anyone, career probably done. Like, you're done in the water. Rare cases, sure, but, like, think about how short of a time that was ago. Like, 10, 15 years. And all of a sudden now, Aaron Rodgers tears his Achilles at almost 40 years old. And in 3 months, he's back to practice. I feel like even 5 years ago, this was like a 9 to 12 month recovery. Like, how did we get here?
Literally, first of all, I have no idea. And I keep saying, I think like there's something fishy going on. I don't know if it has to do with the way that he's been training. I don't know or like recovering. I don't know if it has to do with, how severe his injury actually was. Did it pop completely? Did it not? Like, we don't, we'll really, I don't think we'll ever really know, but it's absolutely insane. And I really would love to see the side-by-side between him and J.K. Dobbins, because J.K. Dobbins and Aaron Rodgers suffered the same exact injury at the same time. Went to the same place to rehabilitate, and yet Aaron Rodgers he's going to be back before the end of 2023. Where's J.K. Dobbins? Like, that's what I want to know. That's where the fishiness comes in for me. I don't know. I'm very interested.
It's very suspect. And I know he's out here. He makes it so hard for me to love him anymore. Yeah. Very, very difficult. I am fighting demons out here every time I put on my Aaron Rodgers jersey. However, I just want to be clear too, just to clear my name. I fell in love with him for the way he played football.
Sure.
Also, he's handsome. And I was a 10-year-old girl being like, oh my God, who is this dreamy football player? But the passes, I fell in love with Aaron Rodgers at a young age, and he's been around my whole life. So that is how I've got here. And is it a toxic relationship now? Sure.
We're in this together. We're in like this like throuple with Aaron Rodgers, basically. Yes. Because it's the same thing for me. Like, he was one of the main reasons why I got into football as a young girl. Yes. And like, now he's just running around.
Saying that he's healing because he's not vaccinated. Like,
so difficult.
Yeah.
It's like being married. You're just like, well, I'm stuck with you now.
Literally.
Can't get rid of him. Can't get rid of him. I do have to say, I was on Twitter when this news broke. I was scrolling down Twitter and seeing like, all of the things people were saying, like the news, whatever. And some person was just like, how is it possible that Aaron Rodgers is returning from this ACL tear? And I went, oh, that's incorrect. And so I obviously clicked it to see people start going off in the replies. And somebody was like, oh, actually, I think it was an Achilles. And he was just like, no. And then somebody else was just like, yeah, no, it was an Achilles. And he was like, yeah, that's what ACL stands for. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh no.
These are people that have access to the internet and have the option to put their opinions on the internet. And this man doesn't even know the difference between an ACL and an Achilles. And he's like I was looking through these replies. He does not believe any, like, they were like, no, those are two different things. And he's like, no, it's not. ACL stands for an Achilles injury. And I'm like, where do you even get that acronym from? Because it starts with an A. Like, I'm like, oh my God. So like people like this think that their opinions are correct. So we just have to put that into perspective.
This is true.
But anyway, and the thing is too, in the beginning of all this, when Aaron Rodgers was coming out and saying like, I'm going to come back, I'm bringing this team to the playoffs, I'm bringing this team all the way, blah, 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 blah. And then obviously as they started to lose games, I was like, there's no reason for you to come back.
No, I was just going to say that.
There's no reason. Because, and now they're saying if the team is in playoff contention, he'll come back. And I'm like, okay. Now he's saying that. Meanwhile, before he was like, no matter what? I'm coming back. I'm going to be on this team. I'm the leader of this. And I'm like, Aaron, really?
No, I mean, for his safety, I mean, granted, he is an older quarterback.
Yeah.
Everything, all the surgeries and the treatments and stuff he's doing, it sounds like it's new. So, like, he may feel we just don't know, like, the longevity of everything. And, like, yeah, if the Jets aren't going to make the playoffs, wait until next year. Keep rehabbing, keep training. There is no reason to risk it at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I think that
if they have a chance to make the playoffs, that's one thing. I can understand the hunger a little bit more there. But yeah, no.
I just looked it up. His birthday's on Saturday.
Babe, happy birthday.
He's turning 39.
39. Bring the mustache back.
Maybe not.
Or like the mullet. I like the long hair, dirty flop look.
I was vibing with the mullet for a bit. I just realized my computer's dying, so I have to plug it in. But
we've all been there.
Yeah, I was vibing with the mullet for a bit, and when he came out with the white tank and the Nicolas Cage movie poster thing,
yeah,
that was weird because my dad was like, "This man looks dirty. Like, what do you see in him?" And I was like, "I don't know."
My mom always calls me, and especially, oh my God, everyone had it out for me when he did his darkness retreat. They're like, Jordyn, he's a dirty hippie that wants to be alone in the darkness, in the woods alone. Like, and I was like, yeah, and I choose him, okay?
Yeah. He really does. He really just he's just so odd. And he got odder. I have a feeling like we're gonna, he's gonna kind of be like, hopefully not as bad, but like Joe Namath-y towards the end of, when he's like in his 70s and 80s. Which, by the way, Joe Namath is just like accused of sexualizing children at his football camp. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. I don't know I haven't seen enough on it to know anything.
Me neither. It literally came out and then nobody talked about it.
Yeah.
I was like, are we going to talk about Joe Namath?
Yeah. Is this going to be a thing?
Whatever. It's fine. But either way, some crazy stuff going on right now.
There is some crazy stuff going on. And one of the craziest things, personally, let me clarify, one of the craziest things going on right now is that Eagles are in the midst of their 6-game gauntlet, and we are 3-0, which I was like confident that we'd come out okay. I was like, I don't think we're going to go on 6 straight losses, but holy guacamole. I don't know. Every team is outplaying us, and yet we're winning.
I think that's the most frustrating thing for us non-Eagles fans is that we're seeing you play, and we're like, wow, they're going to lose this game. And then all of a sudden we're sitting there and we're like, how the fuck did they lose? How the fuck did they win? Like, how did that happen? And it's like, it's incredibly frustrating. But the Eagles-Bills game was one for the ages. Why Eagles 49ers isn't in mega prime time next week, I don't know. I think it's a 4:30 game, right?
Yeah, it's like 4:25.
It's like, why?
Yeah, no, that one, I'll stay on Eagles-Bills for a second, and then I'll get into briefly Eagles 49ers. But Josh Allen looked great in that game. It looked like the Josh Allen that we're used to seeing. Bills looked great. Bills fans were in my comments, and I was apologizing to every single one of them because that's just like one of those tough situations. Because I was like, we played like shit, like we really did, and then the stuff. I was like, yo, I'm sorry, my team just won. Like that. I mean, I'm happy. I'm grateful. Selfishly, obviously, what am I going to complain that my team won? No, never. Can I acknowledge that we don't look good? Absolutely. I'm still going to be happy that we're winning. But yeah, I was like being like, I'm so sorry to every Bills fan that commented.
And Jordyn kept texting me and she was
Yeah.
like, don't hate me. And I was like, why would I hate you? You're not Jalen Hurts on the field right now, slinging it down the field.
Yeah. But, great game. Jalen Hurts at the end there was crazy. Did you see the clip of Brandon Graham at the coin toss?
Yeah.
With it doesn't matter. Yeah. And like, see that now, I'm like, oh, and then Jake Elliott pulling like a Justin Tucker. Do you want to hear a wild stat?
Yeah.
I can't remember if this was before or after the field goal. So it's either 8-8 or 9-9, but whatever it is, Jake Elliott is like 100% in game winning or game tying situations. Like the most clutch ever.
Wow. And Justin Tucker missed a very important field goal. Right?
Yeah, he did.
No,
I think they ended up winning, but he did miss one.
But there was like a moment where I was just like, that's very un-Justin Tucker of him to do.
Yes, very. But after the Eagles game, I looked and it's like, you just take a deep breath and it's like, okay, we made it through that. We're fine. And I just remember I looked at Brian. I was like, how the fuck did we get 37 points? Because I like don't remember us doing anything good. Like I don't remember the touchdowns because it was just so much anxiety the whole time that I couldn't really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then I went back and watched the highlights and I was like, okay, we were moving, but like, it was just messy, but we got it done. And then, Eagles 49ers this upcoming weekend. It's going to be another rain game. I am terrified because I think it's just going to be a fight to the death. And on either side, I don't want injuries for anybody. Like I want it to be a good, hard fought game with like someone wins because they won, not because people got hurt.
Right. Yeah, no, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a very good game. It's going to basically be like NFC championship type of vibes because, the 49ers is obviously like one of the biggest NFC competitions that the Eagles have. But yeah, during that game, I was physically shrieking. Like I was sitting there and literally like noises were coming out of me. And I was just like, I don't even act like this a lot of the times during like Giants games because they don't give me as much hope as the Bills do. And like the Bills are like my AFC team that I root for. And man, I was like, dang, this is tough.
I knew. And like literally I said it to Brian too before the game started. I was like, obviously me and Sam have like an Eagles Giants rivalry, but like, and this is no offense to you. You know how much I love you. I was just like, the Giants haven't been super competitive so in a while. So like I feel like early on, like when we were at films, when the Eagles were like right at 5, like not doing awful, but not doing good kind of thing.
Yeah.
There was a little more rivalry. But the last like 2 years, it really hasn't been. And so I was like, and Eagles obviously don't get to play the Bills all the time. Like we haven't played them in years. So I was like, this is just going to be crazy.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun. And then it wasn't fun at all. And I was a little bit sad going into that Sunday night game, which was boring. Sorry. But speaking of the Giants,
yes, I want all your thoughts on the Italian man that is Tommy DeVito.
First of all, what people need to understand is that Staten Island and North Jersey are very, very similar in the fact that things are very, we joke around, we call it Staten Italy sometimes because it's a very heavily Italian populated place. And like it's just same vibes. They mention Staten Island a lot in The Sopranos, and it's just I feel so connected to this man. I just saw I don't know if it was a rumor, if it was like guaranteed true, but Tommy DeVito was going to get paid more money to go to the Commanders. And he decided to earn less money so that he could play for the Giants and stay home. And I was like, I respect you, sir. I want to literally sit down and eat a chicken parm sandwich with you. And just, I'm just, and then I watched like his presser and he literally like the way he speaks is like somebody that I feel like I've known him my whole life. Like, it's just incredible. Like, see, he literally, like, this hand thing, this is just like the Italian hand thing. Like, there is no word for it. And somebody asked him what the word for it was, and he just goes, ugh. And I was like, that's so real.
Yeah.
That's so real. That is what it's just, like, that's what it is. Oh my God. I'm obsessed with him. We're on a 2-game win streak, and we're on a bye now, and then we come back and we play the Packers on Monday Night Football. I don't know.
I low-key, because I know the Giants aren't coming for the Eagles right now, so I want Tommy DeVito to throw for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns.
I love it. It's just
I'm rooting for him. I think it would be so sick. I love the story. I love the vibes. Because did the Giants play at the same time as the Eagles last week?
No, they played at 1:00.
1? I don't know why, but maybe because it was a low-scoring game and I was watching Red Zone. So I was going to say, I didn't really get to see much of Tommy DeVito, I feel like, yet. So I'm excited for the primetime game.
Yeah, no, and like he pulled up with like 25 family members, which is like an incredibly Italian thing to do. And just
his dad was in the stands. Saquon Barkley was going like this.
Because Saquon's also from Jersey. So they're like, or not from Jersey. He was born in the Bronx, but like, I don't know. They're talking about being in Jersey. And like, it's just the localness of it all is what's like sending it. I love it. I love it so much.
I feel like this is really what the Giants need. Like, they need some, like when OBJ was there and you guys were like cruising, that was like the same kind of vibe as the Eagles from a couple years ago. Like, you weren't awful, but you weren't good either. Like, the whole NFC East was just like mid.
Yeah.
But at least you guys had like an energy and you had a vibe and you were fun. And I feel like ever since OBJ left, you guys have been missing that.
Yeah, because we have no star offensive people other than Saquon Barkley, who is fairly reserved. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Daniel Jones, not a very high-intensity kind of guy. So to have, like, Tommy DeVito out here walking around with his Italian personality and just, like, you know, doing what he's got to do, he's picking up other, like, players. And it's just fun because we really have, other than draft picks, nothing to lose. Yeah. And like, you know, like I'm having fun. And like people are telling me how this is like ruining our future. And like the fact that we would have gotten like our star quarterback in the draft if we continued to lose games. And at this point, I'm just like, I don't really care right now. I'm having fun. I'm seeing my team win for once. And my spirits are high, which they haven't been all year, or it's at least since week 3 when we beat the freaking Cardinals.
Realistically, from what you've seen so far, do you think Tommy DeVito has the chance to be like a QB1 for the Giants?
I genuinely think he's going to be like our star backup quarterback.
Like a Gardner Minshew.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Perfect.
Like,
also, speaking of Gardner Minshew for comeback player of the year.
Love it. I love it.
He's
just thriving.
Yes.
But like everybody, like Tyrod Taylor's done after this. Like I can't see Tyrod Taylor coming back to the Giants. I can't see him coming back to the league. Like I see him, you know, calling it quits.
He's been through enough.
Like the man needs rest.
Yeah.
Not Lane to rest, but like he needs to lay down. Like I just like we're not killing.
I don't want him to die. I just want him to take a nap.
Exactly. Like I'm just like, you've been through so much. You've been replaced by so many quarterbacks. And now he's been replaced by a 3rd-string quarterback to lose his backup job. Like he needs rest. That's all. And obviously, Daniel Jones is going to come back. Daniel Jones is going to start for the Giants. Like, there's no question about that because of the fact that they've paid him all this money. Mm-hmm. The story might be different if we never paid him last year. Or this was that no, that was this past no.
This past year.
It was like over the summer or like spring.
We were working.
Okay, so it was in the spring then. Yeah. So, oh my God, I like have no concept of time right now.
No, I'm so thrown off.
But anyway, if we never paid him,
next month is September. We're like next month is December.
December is literally on Friday.
Ew.
No, I literally was like, I was working and they were just like, oh yeah, like we can't post this until December 1st. And I was like, oh my God, that's so far away. And then I was like, no, it's not. It's in 2 days.
Nice, yeah.
Oh my God.
Ew.
Well, anyway,
Back to the Giants.
Giants finishing up this rant. Daniel Jones is going to start. I see him going up until like week 3 or 4 before we start trying to figure out something if he's not doing well. But if Tommy DeVito sits on our roster, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. And I think he's okay with that. Like, he's getting his 15 seconds of fame right now. He's going to bring the energy up for the Giants. And then we're definitely most likely not going to the playoffs and just living our best life. I'm okay with that right now. It's all I could have asked for to end off this year. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going anywhere. We're not doing anything. We're not going to the Super Bowl. But, yeah.
I like it. I'm happy for you, and I support it for you.
Thank you. Thank you. There's a lot of football talk.
A lot of football talk. And now I'm very happy. I really want to hear about your Apple Music replay. And yes, we are both Apple people. So Spotify users, so sorry. But I've never been a Spotify person.
No. And honestly, I just posted a TikTok, and I haven't even looked at it yet because I don't even want to see what people are going to be screaming at me about. But I literally posted a TikTok and I was just like, where is the beef? What is the beef? Why do Spotify people have an absolute freaking aneurysm every time you tell them you have Apple Music? Like, if my friend Kat's listening, because I know sometimes she tunes in, Kat, I don't get it. She literally like wants to kill me because I have Apple Music. And I don't understand why, because I have no beef with Spotify listeners. If you don't know Spotify, like, listen to Spotify. Yeah. I don't know if it's because it came first and then Apple Music came, but either way, we don't get our Spotify Wrapped. We get our Apple Music replay now.
Yeah.
And it's the same freaking thing. It's the same thing. It's a bunch of data. Wait, I have to pull mine up. Do you have yours up?
I do.
Okay. So I think we should wait. No, I don't want it to play. I just want to see. Okay. I think we can all figure out who both of our top artists are.
Yes.
Taylor Swift.
That's a wild guess.
I don't know. Let me just take a sip out of my
No, I knew if you don't get where we're going with this, Taylor Swift is our top artist of the year, as she has been my entire existence.
Yeah.
Without fail. There has never been a year where Taylor Swift has not been my top listened to artist. So yeah, this bitch reigns for me always. How many minutes were you at?
Mine says 6,205. You're definitely in the tens. I can feel it.
I have mental illness. 13,365.
Of course it's 13.
Of course. 365. Wait, 13,365. Like,
oh my God.
306. Isn't there 365 days in a year?
There is.
That's so weird.
That is very strange.
Oh.
But, well, obviously, Jordyn listens to Taylor Swift double the amount of times that I listen to Taylor Swift.
But that's not a good thing.
But that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. She was still my top artist. What I'm interested, though, to hear is what your 2 through 5 is.
I know. I feel like I don't know what yours is going to be past.
You definitely don't know what my 2 through 5 is.
If you had to guess who my number 2 was, who would you guess? It's a female.
Gracie Abrams.
Ooh, very close.
Oh, okay.
She's my number 3.
I don't know. Tell me.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, duh.
Yeah, so I have the girlies 1 through 3. So it's Taylor, Olivia, Gracie, and then my 4 and 5 easy. Noah, Khan, Zach Bryan.
Oh, okay. Okay. I love that.
That's my big 5.
So Olivia Rodrigo is 5 for me.
Okay.
Because my 2, 3, and 4 is major boy band energy. 5 Seconds of Summer, Big Time Rush, and the Jonas Brothers.
Oh, Big Time Rush?
Yes, they came out with new music.
When?
So, over the summer.
Oh my God.
It's an excellent album if you're interested. It is so good.
Sam loves boy bands more than anything else, and that doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
You want to know something?
Please tell me.
When you swipe back to like your 6 through 10, number 8 is One Direction for me. Who hasn't come out with new music anytime soon. But for someone who just started listening to Noah Kahan, when did I start listening to Noah Kahan? Like maybe a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
He's my number 6.
That's crazy. I am severely obsessed with him. And him and Gracie are doing not a cover, a remix of
Everything.
I'm Gonna Die. It's my two favorite people.
I love all of the little covers he puts out.
Oh, love.
Not covers, I should say, features.
Yeah, features, that's the word.
Yes. The Hosier Northern Attitude has my heart. It is stunning.
And Dial Drunk with Post Malone.
Oh, so good. It's so good. It's like basically the same song over again, but with like a twist, with like a person.
And it gets better every time.
Yeah. Actually, my number 10 is Sabrina Carpenter. I started listening to her.
She's on mine too. Wait, she's also my number 10.
There you go. I like her album a lot.
I literally am obsessed with her. The rest of my artists don't shock me at all. I have Post Malone on here. I have Ed Sheeran, obviously, Ariana Grande, Jack Harlow, The Weeknd, Mac Miller, Fletcher, The Chainsmokers.
Oh wow. Yeah, we have so it's a little bit different. I have SZA, Thomas Rhett, Sabrina Carpenter. I have Daisy Jones and the Six on here.
Iconic.
Niall Horan, Harry Styles, Ed Sheeran, and then Grayson Chance is my number 15.
I'm surprised Harry Styles isn't in mine.
Yeah, I'm
down this year.
He's in there. But wait, I want to know what's the difference of your minutes listening from Taylor Swift to Olivia Rodrigo? It's got to be drastic. Because mine's pretty drastic, but yours is even more drastic.
So like I said, Taylor Swift is at 13,365. Olivia Rodrigo is at 1,406. So there's like an 11,000 and change difference in between. That is so sad. Do you want to also see the most embarrassing thing ever?
Yes.
You know how Midnights came out last October?
Yeah.
So this album has been out for a year plus. There are 2 versions of it in my top 5.
Really?
And are you ready for this? No, guys, no one understands the Midnights chokehold that I'm in. I'm suffocating and Midnights is drowning me. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
My top 5 songs, 4 out of the 5 are Midnights.
Oh my God.
Scroll over, more Midnights. Scroll over, more Midnights. I have almost the entire Midnights album and the 3 a.m. edition all in my top 15.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I have 2 Taylor Swift songs in my top 15 total songs. That's it. And my first song is Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo.
Iconic. She's number 7. I really want to fact check this. So my 1 through 5 is all Taylor Swift. My first 9 are Taylor Swift. Oh, out of my first 15, everything is Taylor Swift except for 2 that are Olivia.
That's pretty crazy.
It's a sickness. This is all I listen to.
I was surprised when I saw this because I thought there was going to be more, but All of the Girls You Loved Before had a chokehold on me when it came out, and that's my number 3 most played song this year.
I don't blame you.
It's Vampire, Bad Idea, right? And then All the Girls You Loved Before. Like, I don't know why I listened to that Olivia Rodrigo single so much.
No, it's my number 7, so I literally can't even blame you. My top 3 songs for the year are You're on Your Own, Kid, off Midnights. Is It Over Now is number 2. That came out, a month ago?
Yeah.
And then Maroon is my number 3.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I have, let's see, what other things I have on here. Stick Season is on here. A No Con song is on here. And my number, this just goes, we're going back to the Speak Now Vault track rankings that we did.
Oh, yes.
so this is the first Taylor Swift song on my list is All the Girls You Loved Before. My number 15 song is Foolish One, and that just goes to show how much I freaking loved that vault track.
That is a good one. Wait, is that? I'm so surprised. I have 3 1989 songs in my top 15, but none of the Speak Now ones, which shocks me.
What's crazy is in my top songs I have no 1989, but it's my top album.
I guess because you're listening to the whole thing in full.
That's true. That's all. Yeah, that makes sense actually.
See, I literally went from Slut to Is It Over Now on repeat for like days.
Nothing else.
No, Sam. It was like really, and then I would just listen to Is It Over Now like 3 times, and then I would go back to the beginning. But my top 5 albums for the year all are Taylor except one, which is Olivia. And I have the Midnight's 3 a.m. edition at number 1, Guts at number 2, Reputation at number 3. Oh, I know.
Reputation hasn't even been re-released yet.
Nope. It's just my fucking queen. And then, so I have the Midnight's 3 a.m. edition at 1, the Midnight's Till Dawn edition at number 4, and then I have 1989 Taylor's version.
So my top 5, it's only 1 and 5 are my Taylor Swift albums. 1989 is my top. Number 5 is Speak Now, Taylor's version. And then in between that, my number 2 album, which I've been preaching to you for this entire year, is SOS by SZA. Yeah. Number 3 is Stick Season, which I just started listening to. And number 4 is Guts. I listened to more Noah Kahan's Stick Season than I did to Olivia Rodrigo Guts.
I mean, like, I don't blame you.
I love Noah Kahan, and I'm trying to get tickets to go see him at Madison Square Garden next summer.
Do you like Zach Bryan?
No.
Why?
I don't know. It doesn't give the same vibes to me.
What if you listen to the song that he did with Noah Kahan as like an intro?
Maybe. But Zach Bryan, to me, gives more country vibes.
Oh, he 100%.
And I'm not a huge country person.
I was looking at my like genres, and it was like pop, alternative, indie rock, like the normal. And then the last one was honky tonk. And I was like,
honky tonk?
Sam, I swear to God, it said honky tonk. And
what
I said,
what do you mean?
That's what I said. And I sent it to my friends, and they were like, what is this? And Robbie was like, it's that Zach Bryan bullshit that he listened to. Yeah, and I was like, you know what? It definitely is, but it's not bullshit. It's so good.
In my mind, Noah Kahan is not country. He's
definitely not. Definitely not. He's definitely like indie folk alternative.
Yeah, that's what
But there's just something, and I know they're different genres, but for some reason, they just give me a similar vibe. I can't explain it.
Midnight's Till Dawn edition is my 15th album.
Oh my God. Wait, what are my other ones?
I have Folklore on here just because that's like my summer album.
I have 2 versions of Folklore in my top 15 and 2 versions of Evermore in my top 15.
2 versions? What do you mean, like the deluxe?
Yep.
What are you doing listening to both of them? Just listen to the deluxe one.
I don't know. Look, I have Folklore at 8. Wait. And then Folklore Deluxe at 13. And then
why?
Evermore Deluxe at 11 and Evermore at 15.
Why? That makes no sense.
I have every single Taylor Swift album in here except Debut.
Wow.
That's kind of pathetic.
I give you a lot of credit for that though, because I only have those. I have 4, and then I cannot believe Daisy Jones and the Six is on my album.
No, I literally saw a TikTok about that. I'm so surprised I didn't at least have. Well, I didn't look at my full 100 yet, so maybe it is. But when that show was out, I had like a 2-week kick where I was hyper fixating on Daisy Jones and the Six, the fictional band.
Yes, the literal fictional band.
I mean, hey, but like we all listen to Hannah Montana, and she was like, obviously Miley Cyrus is real, but Hannah Montana was the fictional character.
Well, not necessarily. I saw Hannah Montana live.
She actually toured as Hannah Montana?
It wasn't a tour. It was like, or or maybe she did, but I went to like a Today Show thing where like she performed in like the park in the city, and I just went and I saw, and she came out, she like had her hood up before she had her wig on and everything. Like,
see, that's like crossing two parallels for me. Like that's
like, no, like she like went in and like made sure she was not Miley Cyrus that day. She was Hannah Montana. So it was fun. It was cool.
Damn. But yeah, those were our Apple Music replays.
Yeah. I'm sure none of you gave a flying shit about it, but we had to talk about it.
No, I'm not gonna lie. So many people complain. I love when everyone posts.
Me too.
I like looking. I think it's fun.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
It tells a lot about a person.
It does. It does. And I'm so nosy and curious. So everyone send me your Spotify Wrapped or Apple Music replays because I like.
Yeah, drop all your stuff in comments and stuff like that on the YouTube and wherever else we post. I don't know.
Sam, great engagement promo.
But you know, fingers down, arrow pointing down emoji. That's like my favorite thing in the world.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
And speaking of Taylor Swift,
speaking of that, she is the only person I listen to. She was also named Spotify's Global Top Artist of the Year, which, I mean, who's shocked? She dominated 2023. This was her year. And I'm so happy for her. And we got a present for it because we finally have You're Losing Me on streaming. And I swear she did this to attack us because she's like, I don't want to see how many mentally ill people have You're Losing Me as their #1 song of the year, which would have been me if it was out.
Yeah. No, when I've been waiting so patiently for this. This is like one song that I go onto YouTube on my phone and I click and I open it just so that I can listen to it.
And it gets deleted every couple weeks.
Constantly gets deleted. The sounds off of TikTok would get deleted. But when I listened to when I saw this morning, it was like 8 a.m. She posted about how it was out. And I was like, oh my God. And then I went. And also, it was so hard to find it. Whenever she like posts these like random songs, maybe this is the flaw of Apple Music, but I always have a hard time finding it.
It took me a minute too.
And then I found it like in the singles section. But when I listened to it this morning, because I was like, oh, I can finally listen to it on my phone without having to open YouTube, I knew every word.
Yep.
And I was like, I didn't even know I listened to this often, but I certainly did. And here we are.
Oh, I love this song so much. And it's so funny. Because obviously, I mean, Sam is literally engaged. I'm in a very happy relationship. And I feel like my favorite songs this year have been like breakup songs. And maybe I can enjoy them a little more now because like they don't hurt. Like now I can just like listen for like the beats and the vibes.
Yeah, no, totally. Last year, I remember one of my top songs, the year I got engaged, was, I don't know if you know this song. Found it on TikTok. It was called Fingers Crossed by Laura Spencer Smith.
Yes.
Stunningly beautiful, gorgeous song. That was my top song on my Apple replay last year.
And that was like, in my breakup playlist. So
and I was like, not the year I get engaged.
Yeah.
How could I do this? How?
No, Spencer, my younger sister, who's been with her boyfriend for like 5-6 years now, very much in love. I remember like 2 years ago, we were laughing. Louis Capaldi, I can't remember the one. Before You Go.
Oh, okay.
Or Someone You Loved. It's like this gut-wrenching breakup song, and Spencer played it like 400 times more than any other song. And I was like, Spencer, and she's like, I don't know where this came from.
First of all, I've heard Before You Go is not a breakup song, and it is about how Louis Capaldi said goodbye to his grandmother before she passed away.
Oh my God.
If that makes Spencer feel better.
No, and I know it was a Louis Capaldi song. Now that I'm like remembering, is there Bruises?
You're going past the extent of the Louis Capaldi that I know.
It was a very, very sad Louis Capaldi song that was like on the radio a lot, like one of the popular ones. Yeah, and it was her #1 song, and she's like, I don't even remember listening to this that much.
That's the thing. Like when I saw Vampire was my #1, I was like, how? I don't even remember listening to it that often. But I mean, when I go back and listen to it, every time I listen to Guts, I'm like, this song is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. But You're Losing Me is also very good, and I'm so happy that we finally have it on streaming.
Yes, no, I literally can't wait. And now we just did our ranking. No, that was technically my bad.
We clicked it at the same time.
Now that we did our Apple Music rankings for the year, we have our top 5 Christmas movie rankings. And Sam, we did this for our jobs last year. I can't remember what you said. I wrote down my list. I feel like my list changed from last year.
Oh my God. Wait, did we do it last year?
Didn't we at least talk about it? No, we didn't do content.
We did Christmas songs last year for work.
Christmas songs. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I don't think we did movies.
Okay.
But I wrote it on the back of my Halloween grocery list that I did today. We're gonna do top 5 favorite movie rankings, in our opinions. And we'll start at 5, and then I also have an honorable mention that I just want to toss out there.
Okay.
So let's start with 5. What is your number 5 Christmas movie?
Number 5, I have The Holiday with Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet.
I've never seen it.
Oh my God, it is the cutest movie ever, and I love it so much. Jack Black's in it.
I've heard it's cute.
It's amazing, and it's not like super holiday vibes, but like they celebrate Christmas and New Year's in it, and it just kind of, I don't know, it has that like holiday spirit. And I think I started watching it with my mom when I was super young, like around Christmas, so it just brings me that nostalgia.
Yeah.
And now we like watch it every December, so I just love that movie. And now that I'm getting older, I can appreciate it more, so I'm like falling more in love with it.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I always see it on streaming, and like I'm always interested in it, but I never watch it.
You have this is the year. You have to. And then I want a full report.
Okay. I will watch it. My number 5 is The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Valid.
I was 19 years old when I realized that it was the Santa Claus, as in a contract, like an agreement, like a clause in an agreement.
What do you mean?
I was in college when I found this out, so don't feel bad.
Bitch, I am 25. What do you mean it's the Santa Claus?
There's an E at the end of clause, and it is the word clause as in a contract or an agreement, because if you look at it, he becomes Santa because he puts on the coat, and it's the Santa Claus.
Did a lawyer write this movie? What the fuck?
I honestly,
how did you expect me to pick up on that at 5?
No, a lot of people don't know that because you're not the first person I've told it to, but my roommate in college, shout out Amber, that's my girl. She told me when I was literally a sophomore in college, and I was like, the exact reaction, I was like, pardon?
What do you mean?
I was like, no, it's just the Santa Claus, like Santa Claus, but no, it was Santa Claus with me.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Incredibly smart. But yeah, love the Santa Claus. I think it's really cute, and I'm obsessed with Charlie, and he's just so cute and adorable and tiny, and it's just a very feel-good movie.
It is. Coming in at number 4, I have a claymation classic that is Rudolph.
Oh, okay. Because I have a claymation at 4 too.
What's your claymation?
My claymation is Year Without a Santa Claus.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah. No, a lot of people don't. And it infuriates me.
And also Spencer won't even watch the claymation movies with me. And I'm like, why? They're so cute and wholesome and nostalgic.
There's this newer generation of children, not to get all generational on everybody, but they don't like it. They think it's weird and creepy.
I know, and I don't get it. I've heard so many people also, well, you know what? I'll hold that for a sec. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the claymation. Yeah. So said the same thing. It freaks her out, and I was like, "Girl, just watch Rudolph with me." Because the other one I love, it's not in my top 5, but this will be my honorable mention. The Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Oh, love it! I love that one too.
Stellar. I love the claymations.
They're so good. And actually, last night, I had a very long and eventful day yesterday. So Michael was like, "Well, let's put on a Christmas movie till before we go to sleep to make you feel better." And I was like, I want to watch Rudolph. It is not available on any streaming. The only place I could find it was if I bought it for $8 on Amazon Prime. And I was like, I'm not doing that because I know it's going to be on TV soon.
Yeah.
I really wanted to watch Rudolph though. But A Year Without a Santa Claus, people like are really weird about the heat miser and the snow miser and all that. I think it's adorable, and I think it's a really good twist on holiday and like kids who believe in Santa Claus, and like, you know, sometimes he can't make it because he's sick, and like, but then Santa Claus gets back up and he's like, no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna deliver the presents. I'm like, you go, Santa. I believe in you. I love it.
Off Santa.
Pop off.
Sleigh. Get it? Because he's in a sleigh.
Yes, I get it.
Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? In my so is listening. Okay, before we get into that, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It is a tradition of mine and my brother's to watch it every single year. We've been watching it since it came out in like the year 2000. So we've been watching it every single year for the past 20 something years now. And we can recite it from memory. And it is just, I don't know also why people don't really like it, because I think it's hilarious, but.
Dinner with myself? I can't cancel that again.
Solve world hunger. I'm booked. Like, how could you not think that's funny?
We are going to put a pin in this and then come back. Okay. My number 3 is Elf. Classic, funny. I know it's overplayed. I know everyone's sick of it. However, if this movie wasn't overplayed and you just watched it once a year, it would be the greatest movie that ever happened to you.
No, the Elf was the one movie on my list that I dropped out, but I was trying to find a space for it. So it would probably be my number 6.
Yeah, so fair. But yeah, no, I love it.
It's so good.
It's just good vibes.
Funny. It's those different twists on Christmas movies that are funny and good, and Will Ferrell is funny.
Yes.
And it's a good movie, and I don't know. I hate when people hate on Christmas movies because they're all good, really, if you think about it.
And they're all just like lighthearted. Like, how can you sit there and be like angry watching a Christmas movie? Like,
exactly.
It's
funny. Number 2.
What's your number 2?
Oh, I was like, wait, where did it go? Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Gives off major. I love Christmas in New York. Actually recently, so I walk up and down 6th Avenue when I'm at work, and I put my earphones in and I listen to Christmas music, and it's the most magical experience if you ever have the opportunity to do it. It's wonderful. They put the lights up, the wreaths, the trees, the nutcrackers, everything. Anyway, Lost in New York, Home Alone 2, hilarious, funny, good, classic, but I think it's also just like the New York vibes that really get me.
No, that's so real. I get that. I love the Home Alone movies. They're not in my top 5 though. I like love them as their own entity. But my number 2 is Polar Express.
I just put that on the other day to fall asleep to it because it's comforting.
I think it is one of the best movies ever created. That's like our Christmas Eve movie every single year. Me and Spency girl. But yeah, no, I just love it. I love the Polar Express.
Well, that's funny because my number 1 is my Christmas Eve movie. Like, I watch it alone with my family. It doesn't matter. Every Christmas Eve, I make sure to watch this movie. I'll die on this hill. It's Die Hard.
I knew this was coming from you.
Yes.
My number 1, I said put a pin in it and we'll circle back. The Grinch.
Love it.
The Grinch is my number 1 Christmas movie.
I love that.
I love it.
I love it. It's so good. And I just saw a Christmas sweater that said like, it was like, ooh, that's it. I'm not going at the bottom. And I was just like, I need this. Yes. It's so good. It's so funny.
As I've grown up, I've realized I'm more, other than the hating Christmas part, I am literally the Grinch.
No, same.
Like with the way I hate people.
Yeah. No, you literally, like, watching it as an adult, you're like, these stupid kids are just trying to break into his house. He's just trying to live away from everybody else, and they're just showing up all the time. Yes. And I'm like, I get it. I'd be pissed off too.
Yep. And everyone was so mean to him because he looked a little different.
Yeah. And I love too the little adult jokes that they've placed in it that as the years go on, every time you watch it, you just like catch another adult like joke. And you're just like, oh. And one of my favorite ones is when you see how like the babies come and they fly down to a front porch and he's just like, honey, our baby's here. He looks like your boss. He looks like your boss. And I'm just like, oh my god. That's
as a kid, I'm like,
yeah, you're just like, oh, they just have a baby. But like as an adult, you're like, oh my god, I love that. The like little sprinkles of that.
No, I love it. And just to wrap us off, give us your reasoning for why Die Hard is in fact a Christmas movie.
Okay, first of all, he says, ho, 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 happy holidays, Merry Christmas. It's Christmas time. This is incredibly a Christmas movie. It's action-packed. There's romance. There's terrorists. There's Alan Rickman. And it is just, I adore it so much because it not only is Christmassy, you have the action, you have the humor, because Bruce Willis is hilarious. And just, I think it's also just like my family watching it together. Like every time we're always just like, this is so fun. It's just a fun time. And I'm not going to say the rest of the other Die Hard movies don't fall under this category for me. It's just the first one, really. And I just love it. It's just such a good movie. And I can't speak more highly about it. And I do have to mention my honorable mention, and it is a more, I don't want to say obscure because it's like a Netflix Christmas movie, but I watched it with my mom like 2 years ago, and ever since then we always try to find time to watch it together. It's called Klaus on Netflix, and it is beautifully animated. It is a very original Christmas story, and it's about this like very rich guy who is like very much like not in the spirit of Christmas, doesn't believe in Christmas and everything. And his dad sends him off to this island to be a postman. And he basically like creates Christmas. And it is incredibly heartwarming. I cry every time I watch it.
I want to watch it.
It is stunningly beautiful. It's like beautiful animation. Highly, 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 highly recommend. Anybody that just wants a really good, different Christmas movie, but it makes you feel good and it's like a little bit touching. Klaus.
Spencer is like the person that loves Christmas more than anyone else I've ever met ever. So I'm gonna have her over for a sister night. We're gonna watch it and then I'll let you know. And the other thing that I have to do is watch Die Hard because I'm behind on that.
Have you never seen it?
Never.
Okay. If I watch The Holiday, will you watch Die Hard, and then we'll swap thoughts and feelings by next week?
By next week, yeah.
All right, we'll talk about scheduling on the side.
I have a crazy week.
How about that? We'll talk about it before Christmas happens.
Before we have 4 weeks, we'll talk about it.
Give or take, like 3.
3. I'll watch it before Christmas.
Okay.
And you better watch us before Christmas.
Oh my God.
I try and find a good closing every week. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe to us over here on the YouTube channel. If you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. You can follow us on all social medias. Well, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at the Unsolicited_podcast. And then you can get us on Twitter at Sam and Jordyn. You can also find us on all podcasting platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google. Make sure to follow us there and give us a rating. Sam is choking and giving me like choking visuals with her mic muted as I'm doing her closing. Oh my God, Sam, can you tell the people that you're okay?
I'm okay.
Oh my God.
I just swallowed wrong.
It went down. Oh, I used to say this as a child. It went down the wrong aisle.
The wrong aisle. It certainly did.
Oh no.
We're in the incorrect aisle right now.
Oh no. Well, go to the right one. And then come back to see us next week.
All right, everybody.